Hey guys, it's Vilma. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a review on a foundation that I've been dying to try for the past couple of years. It's a high-end foundation and it's also my ever first Chanel foundation, and it's called the Perfection Lumiere Velvet. Now, I Instagrammed a picture of this foundation about 3 weeks ago or so, where I was really excited. I bought the foundation and a few of you have requested for me to do a review and demo. But the reason why it's taking me this long, it wasn't because I was testing it out throughout, it was because I got the wrong shade. Now, when I went to the Chanel counter, I did my research. I already knew in my head and in my heart which shade I wanted to buy, which is shade 30. But the lady, the assistant, was adamant that no, you're not shade 30, you're shade 40. Because they didn't have any testers, I tried it on my skin, and under the lights that they have in those stores, you can never really see if it's matching you, if it's dark or if it's too light. So I ended up buying the foundation, trying it out for the first week, and I noticed it was too dark. There was always a demarcation line. I could see that I looked a lot more tanner on my face than I did on my neck. And the refund policy here in the UK is so different from you guys in the US. You cannot refund beauty products. Once you walk out the store and you used it, you cannot refund it. So what I did, I contacted Chanel's customer services. I explained to them my circumstances and they were kind enough to send me a new foundation. Obviously, I had to return the one that I had, and they sent me shade 30, which is a perfect match or a very close match to NC30 by MAC. So with all that being said, let's get down to the details of the foundation. It comes in 6 available shades. Like I mentioned before, I have shade 30. It retails for £33. That's full price. But if you go on to the the Debenhams website right now, I believe they are doing a 10% off, so you'll pay a little bit less than £30, which is a really, really good bargain. Now, when it comes to the shade availability, it's really limited. You are lucky to find your shade, but if in the US or somewhere else there's more than 6 shades available, please comment below. That's all I've seen online at the moment here in the UK, but a lot of times brands don't sell the entire line over here for some reason. So if there's more shades available where you are, please let us know. So the packaging of this foundation is really, really nice and chic. It comes in this black Chanel box here, and then the packaging itself is a plastic, kind of like, I wouldn't say squeezy tube, but it's all made of plastic, which I find very, very nice for traveling, or if you want to carry your foundation with you on a daily basis. If you drop it, it's just not going to break. So I think it's really, really travel friendly. I absolutely love the look of it. It's very minimalistic. It's black with white letters. At the top you have the Chanel logo, and on the back you have a little bit of description. It comes in a 30 ml bottle, which is the standard amount of foundation for most higher end and drugstore brands. Now, when you open it, it has a little nozzle, so that's how the foundation comes out, and I'm quite surprised. It's not really messy. I was expecting the foundation to just start coming out, but no, it's not messy at all. And before you use this foundation, you need to shake it. There's a little ball in there, and you need to shake it to mix all the emollients, because as far as I'm aware, this foundation is water-based. There is alcohol, so if you are sensitive to that type of ingredient, may want to read the ingredient list, which I will link in the info bar below if I can find it online, because there's a lot of stuff in the foundation. But as far as I'm aware, there is a little bit of alcohol, which is not the first ingredient, but I think it's like the 3rd or 4th ingredient in the ingredients list. So if you are sensitive, you need to keep that in mind. So Chanel recommends that this foundation is applied right after your skincare, meaning your lotion or your oil. You should apply this foundation directly onto your skin. So I skipped primer entirely for the time that I was testing the first shade that I bought, and right now I'm also using it without a primer. I feel like the foundation just goes onto the skin so nicely. It's very, very blendable, and the finish of the foundation itself is very velvety. So the name of the foundation is quite accurate when it compares to the finish. Talking about the finish is matte, but there is a little bit of a glow to it. It's not like a flat matte that you just look like you have concrete on your face. There is a little bit of a glow or radiance to the foundation, which is still matte. It's just so confusing, so weird to try and explain, but that's just how I'm able to tell you guys how the foundation looks on my skin. Now, when I apply this foundation and I wear it throughout the day, I don't set it with a powder because the foundation is already matte. And I feel like if you're going to apply powder, you're going to make the finish look a little bit different. It might look a little bit cakey because the foundation is already matte. With that little bit of glow, it just looks very natural and very, very healthy looking. And that is something that I don't usually say about matte foundations. Matte foundations sometimes just look matte, and then you need to add other things on your skin to make it look a little bit more alive. But this foundation looks like that. It looks like skin. It gives great coverage. The coverage is like light to medium. I believe you can build it up to nearly full coverage, but I think it will start looking a little bit cakey because it will just take away the finish of the foundation. This is a foundation that is supposed to even out your skin tone. It's supposed to be very comfortable on the skin, and it really is. It's super light. I don't feel like I'm wearing anything. And although the weather has already gone really cold here in the UK, it worked really well when it was warm without setting it with a powder, and it works really nice now. It doesn't cling to any dry patches. I have a few breakouts, like I have one right here and a few on my chin, and it doesn't cling to anything. It just leaves a nice velvety matte finish. It just feels like skin. I don't know how to explain it. If you have a little bit of like a little bit of hairs, you know, those hairs that you can't really see, and you touch your face, that's how the foundation feels, in a really nice way, because us girls, we don't want to have facial hairs, but that's just like a way of explaining the feel of the foundation. I also find this foundation to be quite long wearing. I find myself applying the foundation as usual at 6:30 in the morning, and by 1 o'clock I'm not oily. I have a natural glow on my skin. The foundation is still there. The only thing I need to retouch, and I always say this in my videos, is my concealer. My concealer tends to disappear throughout the day for some reason, so after 6 hours I need to reapply concealer, but that's about it. I don't need to apply powder anywhere. The foundation just looks really, really nice, and it wears beautifully. One thing that I've noticed as well, although I'm not wearing a primer, is that my pores are somewhat blurred. They're still there. If you get really close to me, you can actually see them, obviously, because I have humongous pores, but the foundation doesn't sink into those. It doesn't sink into fine lines. It just looks really nice. And one person that I follow here on YouTube, and her name is Angie, I'll put her channel below. It's called Hot and Flashy. She's over 50 and she's a beautiful, beautiful lady, and she swears by this foundation. So I'm in my late 30s. I love it, and I think it's going to be a holy grail status foundation. Do really, really like it, and she loves it as well, and she's over 50s. She, you know, she has a few lines here and there. She's a beautiful lady, and the foundation just looks amazing on her. So if you are young, if you're older, I think this foundation will work on you really well. Just get a tester. Hopefully somebody will match you to the right shade, not like me going through all of that. But so far I do love it, and like I said, I think it's going to be a holy grail status foundation. So by sharing my thoughts on this foundation, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried it, or if there's any other Chanel foundation that you would recommend for me to try. Once the weather gets colder, more than likely I want something that gives me a little bit more glow. But that's basically it today. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.